congratulations for Dragons in Nine Realms on its third season right now on Peacock and Hulu.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's very fun.
That's terrific to hear. And so, were you surprised about the success of this offshoot series?
No, because it just had such a beautiful launching pad with the incredible franchise of How to Train Your Dragons, which is so full of heart and adventure, and the whole family can watch. The kids like one thing and the parents like another. So I think it's just a continuation of that How to Train Your Dragons franchise spirit of action packed and fun and family. And next thing you know, you're like, why am I shedding tears?
what do you suppose is the fascination of this How to Train Your Dragons franchise? I mean, there are so many different series that came out of this franchise.
Yeah, I think people love mythology, right? It's the reason that I think House of Dragons is doing so well. People just have a fascination with mythological creatures, East and West, and all different countries and all different cultures. They're the closest thing I think we have to dinosaurs, right? They're ginormous and they fly and they're mysterious and and so I think dragons represent our dreams. I think they represent just thinking beyond what we think we're capable of. And like, who doesn't like dragons? Whether you're a girl, a boy, a teenager, a kid, a mom, a dad, dragons are just universally loved.
I was gonna say I think you have an obsession with dragons. Not only being part of this series, you did a comic book series for Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say you did D Wars like a long time ago. I mean, there's a lot of dragons in your lifetime.
Yeah, that's deep cuts right there, Gig. That's deep cuts. You're right. I was eaten by a dragon in a Korean movie a long time ago. That's right. That's right. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. I guess I do like dragons. I have a lot of lizards in my home, a lot of iguanas. You know, they need that sun for their cold blood. But I don't know. You're right. I guess I do have a personal love of dragons myself.
I like how you brought up iguanas. You really do have pet iguanas, like a few?
Well, they're not pet iguanas. They're free roaming iguanas, but they're always outside my house. So they're pet adjacent. They're wild pets. We'll put it that way. Free range pets.
Free range pets, free range dragons around the house. That is terrific.
Yeah.
Now, what do you love about voicing Alex in this Dragons of the Nine Realms?
I love that she has great one-liners. She's definitely glass half empty, pessimist. They're fighting dragons, and she's like, "Well, it's been nice knowing you all." You know, I tease that she's like a curmudgeon-y old man, and I love that she's introverted and that she has a beautiful arc on the series. I love that she does not wear her heart on her sleeve, but she's a wild card. I mean, here's a girl that doesn't want to leave her room, that prefers computer gadgets, iPhones, machines to people. She's not outdoorsy. She proceeds with caution. She's very, very safety first. And then she has these moments in the series where she comes in and has her heroic moment. And I think that kind of spirit is so relatable, right? Like, she's not openly brave, and she's not reckless, and she's not impulsive, and she's not what you would think of as a typical hero. And I always love those underdog characters where you don't expect them to save the day. And next thing you know, her behavior just surprises even herself. I mean, she's saving the day with her eyes closed and yelling, but she's there with feathers.
That is true. Tell us about this Dragon Feathers. I mean, unlike the others, Feathers has very unique abilities. Well, all of them have unique abilities.
Right. No, Feathers is great because she can seemingly turn invisible. She, unlike the other dragons, she doesn't spit loogies or give out electricity and mess up cameras and security footage. She has a sonic scream, and what is so fun about her is that she can mimic other sounds. So she has a very comedic quality to her. She's like an overgrown puppy with tons of energy, which is the exact opposite of Alex, who just wants to minimize any sort of energy. She's almost like, I guess, a lizard herself. Like, I only want to move unless it's absolutely necessary. Alex doesn't do any extraneous movements, and Feathers is just rambunctious and playful and energetic. And so she's so fun because she's like the puppy dragon of the group, and she can be invisible. So maybe she's not the fastest like thunder, and maybe she can't fly the highest like thunder, and she doesn't have Wu Wei's abilities, but she can turn invisible, which comes in handy when they have to do their shenanigans and their adventures.
I mean, I think the best thing about the series that this series teaches us about how teamwork. Everyone has their unique abilities and skills. Alex, despite the personality, she has that tech skills with her feathers as her dragon. Everyone complements each other.
That's a great point. Yeah, it's complete teamwork, and even when they don't expect, and it's the team member you wouldn't expect, right? I mean, it's beautiful. Like you said, June is very much a historian and into the mythology. She's an optimist. She knows everything about all the creatures, and she's a voracious reader, and she's a total bookworm, and she's a dreamer. And then Tom is just super brave and super curious and super just willing to go on that adventure and dive straight in. And then Marcus's character is obviously, he's the son of a military a dad, so he's like stronger than everyone. It's always so funny to see his bulging muscles as a teenager, and he's a veterinarian, so it's so cool to see a young teenager in STEM. And I think that's such beautiful representation, that he is literally the doctor of the animals. And then, like you said, Alex comes in as like the wild card. Like, you think she's just gonna go back to her pod in her room, but she shows up when you least expect it.
Now, how long did it take you to develop Alex's voice for you when you first started this project?
It took a bit. I totally credit the team. John and Mary, our director. We experimented with her being like high range and low range, and then they kind of settled on like a gravel. So like Alex, just kind of talks like this with like a little bit of a gravel, and it has this personality. So even when she's screaming, they're like, "Can you scream with the gravel?" Because it's so distinctly Alex. She's like, "Here we go again. Like, that's not gonna hurt. This is gonna be fun." She's very like, she's very she's just has these zingers. You know what I mean? She's acerbic, she's snarky. So it took a minute because, you also want to root for these heroes, and you want these teens to be likable. So she's a bit of a Debbie Downer, but we kind of realize that her actions will be loving and showing up for her team, and her voice can be a little sarcastic. And that gravel really kind of captured the essence of Alex.
Isn't maintaining that gravel voice kind of tough in its own way? I mean, how do you do it?
At the beginning, I would need references. So I would ask for references in my previous recordings, just so I wouldn't start talking like myself. But after a while, we're on season 3. I mean, it's really nice you just settle right in. And when you start seeing the footage of stuff, it's like muscle memory. You just go right in. And Alex is like, dragons are great, and you just, so after a while, it's easy. But at the beginning, yeah, you just have to work a little harder to switch into that voice.
Now, what kind of voice production does this production has? Do they have you doing everything in a solo booth by yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we actually did a lot of the episodes during COVID. So I was actually doing it in my closet in my house. So that was interesting. But yeah, I got to do a couple of recording sessions in Chicago when I was there. And it really is leap of faith. I've actually never met the team in person. Can you believe it? It's like, I think these are animators from hundreds of different countries, and Australia, and I think India and Thailand, and Europe, and here. So it's really this global team bringing this production together. But yeah, I've never even met any of the other actors, and I'm a huge fan. I mean, I know Justina, who plays one of my moms, because we've known each other from Chicago. But other than that, I've never met Jeremy. I've never met Ashley. I've never met Marcus. I'm a huge fan of Eugene's character, Vincent Tong. He is phenomenal. He comes on season 3 as June's brother, and I'm a huge fan. So I think he just brings the show to a whole other level. And I would love to have more scenes with Eugene.
Well, everything's starting to open up. I get all these Comic Cons are popping up everywhere. Maybe you will have a possible reunion someday with it, or first time, not reunion, but like a first time meet with everybody.
Yeah, I would love that. Even Julia Stiles. I mean, we were both on Dexter, but I never got to meet her, and so I'd love to meet her as well.
Now, for the 3rd season, I guess it's the introduction of the Fire Realm. Could you tell us about this and the bonkers, crazy adventures that you may actually have out of this?
Yeah, so the Fire Realm is actually one of the most dangerous realms. We end up seeing the biggest, most fire-prone, dangerous dragon we've ever seen in the series. And obviously it makes this realm harder to navigate than any of the other realms because of the fire. So Alex, whoop, girl in STEM and tech, she designs a fire suit for all the dragon riders. And Tom's adventurous. So obviously, that you have to experiment before you come up with, you have to do a bunch of prototypes. So Tom courageously volunteers to get possibly burned. And, finally she designs the right fire suit that makes them all fireproof. So I thought that was so cool to see this little introverted, socially awkward, prefers computer to humans teenager just coming up with fire suits with the help kind of the dragons, right? So it's like you said, it's a teamwork. The dragons are definitely part of the team, and the dragons complement each other as well with all their different personalities. So it is like a little family. And I think this season is like my favorite season yet, specifically because just exploring the Fire Realm is dangerous in itself without even meeting new dragons. Just the realm is precarious.
I know, and seeing a lot of different creatures, dragons, and characters through the season makes it even more exciting.
Yeah, no, it's super all for the whole family fun, and I actually binged all the episodes last week, and it just reminded me of like what I loved about going to the movies as a kid. You're nervous. Are they going to make it? You see really cool cinematic. I'm like, how do the writers come up with this stuff? And then some of the dragons are really funny. Some of the dragons are like throwing up stuff they shouldn't eat. Some of the dragons are eating cheesy loops. You're just like, who comes up with this stuff? So it's really, really fun. But then you also, I think as an adult, can watch it, and it talks about like feelings of belonging and purpose, and teens can watch it because it's like about friendship and stuff. So it's it's really a fun show that I think anybody can enjoy.
Absolutely. What do you like about voice acting yourself? Because this is not your first time around. You've done voice acting before. What's your enjoyment? Because a lot of people know, I want to say your live action, your face on
Yeah.
screen. But what fascinates you about being on this other side?
I guess that it's a total leap of faith. I mean, I don't know how it's going to look, or like when you're an actor on set, you see the stage, you see the props, you can, but it's a total team effort, because it's like you're just trusting your director and your producer, and they're saying a huge dragon is attacking you right now. Okay, here we go. And they're like, you got to make bigger because the dragon is going to be bigger than you would imagine in the script. Oh, okay. Or, we're adding this rock fall. And so it's complete, just, you can't overdo it, right? It's really nice to just use one part of your instrument, your voice, to create a whole character and to inspire the animators, right? So like when Alex laughs, sometimes she has a little snort. So that just, came out where it's like, and then the animators are like, oh, that's Alex's thing, right? She's kind of a snort laugh. So it's nice to just funnel it and focus it with one part of your body, which is the voice. But I'm of course like using my arms and my body and using the whole thing. But it's amazing how much you can really portray with just your voice.
Is that easier or harder compared to live acting?
I think it's just different. It's different because they can also tell when you're being genuine and when you're not, right? So they'll be like, I think this is a really heartfelt, vulnerable moment for Alex. And they can't see your face, but it's interesting that they can feel it. Like if you really are super vulnerable, if you're not, just on your voice. So I think it's just different. They each have their challenges. I mean, live action, you have to be cognizant of everything. And this, at least you get, I think, it might be a little easier just because you get to focus on just one part and funnel it all through that.
And since you brought it up, did they came up with the laugh snort, or you came up with the laugh snort for Alex?
I don't remember.
Was it accidental or on purpose?
I think it might have been accidental. And then they were like, keep that. That's good,
That is terrific. Well, Aimee, I've taken a lot of your time already, but I want to take note is that there's a lot of stuff in your background. Is that stuff you have collected over the years, or did fans like send them to you somehow?
Both, actually. So these are like Spider-Man is mine. This is How to Train Your Dragon. Dexter I collected for obvious reasons. I collect lunch boxes, so this is me. These are all from fans. So like fans will make like pop dolls. I do love Miles, that's me. This is all fan stuff. And then they're so cute. They're like, if you're ever having a bad day, here's a little jar with positive messages from fans all over the world that we've collected. So it's just the cutest thing. And then fans, it's so funny, on my show, my character wears a bunch of, different cool t-shirts. And sometimes I wear glasses and they're like, your glasses are so dirty. So they made these glass cleaners from Ella Lopez's on Lucifer's Little Shirts. This is my favorite. It says morning suck with a vampire holding coffee. So this is mostly fans. And how cute is this? I mean, they're just so sweet. Wow. So yeah, so I'm very lucky, and I feel like it's a big hug from, people that are supporting you from all over the world.
Wow. You have a true appreciation for your fans, and your fans have a true appreciation for you.
Oh yeah, it's mutual. It's mutual. I wouldn't be here without them. So, I'm very grateful.
Well, keep on sticking to this business. You're going to have like either a bigger room or a bigger house to collect all these things.
Oh, well, thank you so much. You made it so easy. And hopefully I'll see you soon.
Hey, thank you very much. And hopefully we get to do this again.